Morocco had been in Mexico before. They'd qualified in 1970 and hadn't been disgraced. Their progress since then reflected the growth of the game in Africa. In Morocco's case, that natural feel for a football, allied now to the experience of full-time professionalism in France for many of their squad. This was the group in which England were placed. They'd never met Morocco before, but they were much more familiar with their other opponents. Poland were semi-finalists in the World Cups of 1974 and 1982 and looked solid and reliable. But Portugal's plans were in disarray. They'd had no recent preparatory matches and the players were bickering over bonuses. The headquarters of the group, Monterrey, where Morocco had drawn 0-0 with Poland before England met Portugal. England made their debut with worries about the fitness of Brian Robson and emerged with deep concern about their entire defence. Portugal's victory was sweet for manager José Torres. He'd been a member of the Portugal team beaten by England in the 1966 semi-finals. Carlos Manuel scored the goal, which helped Portugal forget their internal problems, bickering over bonuses. Portugal's tactics still revolved around the system which had brought them to the European Championship semi-finals in 1984. They had successfully smothered England's attack now, but they weren't quite up to coping with Poland. The Poles had drawn their opening game against Morocco, and this victory assured them of a place in the second round. Wlodek Smolarek, a veteran of their 1982 World Cup lineup, shot beneath Vitor Damas, Portugal's reserve goalkeeper. Damas had been rushed into action after the first choice keeper, Manuel Bento, broke a leg in training. Morocco had taken goalless draws off Poland and England and faced Portugal in Guadalajara with every confidence that they were about to secure a place both at the top of the group and in the second round. That would make history. No African side had ever previously broken through the first round barrier. Khairi, their two-goal hero against Portugal, played for the army team FAR. They were reigning African club champions. Managing both club and country was a Brazilian, José Faria. His other goal-scoring sensation against Portugal was Crimo, a veteran forward who'd spent virtually all his career in France. Portugal could offer little by way of reply. Substitute Diamantino chipped in with one late goal. Portugal's fighting spirit had been washed away by Morocco and the rain, along with their prospects of World Cup progress. England and Poland had never met before 1966. Now their competitive paths were crossing all the time. England manager Bobby Robson had been forced to make changes. Ray Wilkins was suspended after being sent off against Morocco. Brian Robson had been injured in the same match. Trevor Stephen, Peter Reid, Peter Beardsley and Steve Hodge were brought into the starting lineup. They made a world of difference, especially to Gary Lineker. Inside 35 minutes, England were 3-0 up. All the goals had fallen to Lineker. The Everton marksman had been lined up for a summer transfer to Barcelona, and the Spanish club's spies must have been thrilled with his razor-sharp finishing. Poland were well beaten. Yet they too would join England in the second round. Monterrey was a happy city that day, for the fans of England and even Poland, to say nothing of Lineker himself. Thanks to Gary Lineker's hat-trick against Poland, England recovered from their sticky start. The demoralising defeats by Portugal, who eventually finished bottom of the group, and the goalless draw against Morocco, in which Ray Wilkins received a red card. Only 9 goals scored in the 6 matches. Morocco topped the group, and Poland, as well as England, went into the knockout phase. 16 countries in the second round of the 1986 World Cup. From now on,